Hello, I'm Jens Kuhn from WebCertain TV. The world of online marketing is full of keywords and bidding strategies, and one key part of that is match types. Although these are apparently simple in theory, in practice they are far from simple and can drive pay-per-click specialists to absolute destruction. On top of that, match types are not the same at every search engine. So what to do? Well, we are joined by Justyna, who is an expert in Russian search marketing and in particular the search engine Yandex, to explain to us a little more about match types and specifically how they relate to Yandex. This is going to be interesting, so let's speak to Justyna. Justyna, what are match types and why is it important for international marketers to understand them?
Match types, also known as keyword matching options, help you determine to the search engine how closely you would like to, for your keywords to match the potential search queries. And the closer that match, the higher potential that your visitors to your website will be more relevant to what you are offering, and the higher chances of higher conversion rates.
Do match types differ between the search engines?
They do, yes, they do, and they differ quite significantly. Sometimes when you look at match types from two different search engines, such as, for example, Google and Yandex, the operators used to describe match types, for example, a plus sign or quotation marks or square brackets, they are the same, but the function which they play is completely different. That's why it's very important to understand those differences and make sure that they are used properly, because that will narrow your audience significantly.
If we look at Russian nouns and their cases and match types in Yandex, what is the correlation?
Well, Russian language has got noun cases, like you mentioned, and quite a lot of them. Slavic languages are known for the fact that one particular noun can have several different types. So, for example, if we look at a particular word, let's say a girl in Russian language, dziewachka, that one word could have up to 12 different variations depending on what function that word dziewachka plays in a sentence. So, for example, if we talk about possession of a thing, the noun will sound completely different to the situation when that particular noun would be the main subject of the sentence. So, for example, the word dziewachka could also be dziewaczki, dziewaczku, dziewaczkam, dziewachkaju. So different versions, but it's important to understand that Yandex recognized that this particular word and many others in Russian language can have all those different variations, and match types in Yandex, each single match type in Yandex includes all those forms. And you can specify to the search engine that you only wish to show, for example, when someone types in dziewachka and none of the other forms. And in order to do that, you could put an exclamation mark in front of the word dziewachka.
Why is simply copying your existing keyword list from Google to Yandex not a good idea?
Well, there are two reasons. The first one is, which I've already mentioned before, that match types are different. And once again, to put that in an example, if we use a quotation marks match type in Google, so if we use a word or phrase, leather sofas, what we say into the search engine is that we are willing to, our ads will appear, we are happy for our ads to appear not only for the term leather sofas, but also when someone types in cheap leather sofas or leather sofas online. So what you're saying is that you're interested in that phrase and any other words before or after that phrase, as long as leather sofas are within the search term. Whereas on Yandex, the situation is completely different. So on Yandex, if you put the phrase leather sofas into quotation marks, you effectively say into the search engine that you only wish to appear for these two words in any order, in any form. So it could be leather sofa, leather sofas, sofa leather, but nothing else. No words before and after. And it's significant difference which needs to be understood. And another reason is that if you have a particular list of keywords on Google, it's always important to check the search volume of those keywords, whether people, even within the same language, whether there is a search volume on Yandex for the same keywords which you are using on Google, because if there isn't, there's no point of using them on Yandex.
What is the difference between the default match type in Yandex and the default match type in Google?
So if you look at the default match types in Yandex and Google, they look the same, meaning that default match type is when you don't use any operators. So using the words leather sofas once again, you don't put any operators and you only type in the words as they are into the advertising platform. In Yandex, that means, what would that mean is that you are interested in appearing in the search engine in any cases when someone types in those two words. In any order, once again, in any form, as long as these two words are included in the search query. Whereas on Google, as you can imagine, it's different. And the difference is that what you say into Google when you target leather sofa is that you are happy to appear in any instance when someone uses in their search query the word leather, the word sofa, or both of those words. So it can be much less relevant than Yandex default. So on Google you could also appear if someone types in leather shoes or cheap sofas, which might be completely irrelevant to what you offer.